Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a declutter. So this is kind of like a bronzer, powder, and then I have a little bit of like cream highlighters here. So I think I'm going to split this video up into two, maybe focusing on the bronzers in one video and then this kind of like powdered area in the other video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to focus on the bronzers first. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit and give you swatches of everything that I'm planning on decluttering. I have some bronzers here in the back that I've pulled from my everyday makeup basket, or like my everyday makeup drawer, so to speak. So the first item here is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm definitely going to be keeping this. As you guys can see, I have hit pan on this product. So I'm going to be keeping this and continue using it in my current project pan. This is something that I've recently pulled into my weekly makeup basket. It's the Chanel Soul Tan de Chanel Bronzer. It is a cream product, and I've just pulled it into my kind of like drawer area, everyday drawer area, so that I could try to get a little bit more use out of it because it is a cream product and it's the only cream bronzer that I have. So I tend to use this as a base and then apply another bronzer on top. So here I have the Snow Bunny bronzer, and this is supposed to be like an illuminating bronzer. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep this. It is a really nice color, but I'm going to set it aside right now in the maybe pile. And I'm definitely going to keep this. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. I do have a mini of it, so I'm going to keep the full size and get rid of the mini. So here is, oh, this is the Chocolate Soleil. So this is a little bit deeper than the milk chocolate. Let's see how much deeper. It is just slightly deeper, so I actually may keep both. Let's see here. I have the NARS Laguna bronzer. I'm going to get rid of this because I do have a full size of the NARS Laguna bronzer. I actually use my Sephora points to get that. Then I have Tarte Hotel Heiress. This is a little bit too like orange of a bronzer for me. I don't really like it. I have tried it a few times. I'm glad I got a mini of it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. This is Too Faced Pineapple Sun. It's very, very pretty, but I think it's very similar. Ooh, it's lighter than the Sun Bunny one. So I think I'm going to keep this one as well. I have the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. I actually think I have this, yep, in the full size. So I'm going to keep the full size and I'm going to pass along the mini. I don't really like minis. They're just too small. And then I have the Hoola Bronzer. I haven't even used this. I'm going to go ahead and pass that along. So I have this Lisa Frank thing here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this because I heard some pretty controversial things about this brand, so I just don't feel like really supporting it. The bronzer was okay. I'm more in love with other products in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to put this Too Faced one in the maybe pile. So next I have Take Home the Bronze. This is from The Balm, and I have the shade Oliver. I think they completely like renamed these. I'm not sure about this one. It is a little bit more on the gray side, so I feel like it's more of a contour powder. I'm going to pull it in and use it a few times because I've actually never used this product, and I'm going to see if I like it. So I'm going to pull it into my current weekly makeup basket. So I have two bronzers here from Laura Geller. This is the Matte Sunset Bronze, and I also have the Matte Golden Goddess. I love the Matte Golden Goddess, and I also got the Matte Sunset Bronze. It's a little bit deeper, and I'm going to keep both of them. This is my all-time favorite bronzer. I haven't used this Matte Sunset Bronze yet. It has just a little bit of shimmer. It's not super shimmery like these. It's just, I don't know, it's just the perfect bronzer in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and keep both of those. And I think I'm going to try to sell this backup that I purchased. This is the Baked Mediterranean bronzer, again in Matte Golden Goddess. And I have a backup because, like I said, this is my all-time favorite bronzers, but I have so many bronzers in my collection that I don't think I need a backup. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one and try to sell it on the Mercari app. And so I am going to go ahead and let go of that one. And then I have two here from Becca. I got these, they were discounting them on the Becca website. So I haven't even used this one yet. This is Bronze Bondi. I had first picked this one up because I had heard so many people talking about this one, and I feel like it's just too deep for me. I don't know. I think it's way too dark for me. Maybe if I diffuse it. This is Sunrise Waves. This is kind of one of those that's like multiple tones and you mix it all together. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so that's a bronzer that I can get down with. And it's very similar to the Laura Geller one where it's slightly luminous, but not too much. So I think I'm gonna keep this one, and I think I'm gonna give Bronze Bondi a go and see how I like it. But if not, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. This is one that I haven't even tried this one yet. This is the Essence Luminous Matte Bronzer. It seems very powdery and very light, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass this one along. I have the Betty Luminizer. This I just think is way too dark and way too shimmery, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one as well. I have a Cargo bronzer here. It's just their matte bronzer. I actually haven't tried this yet, but I think it's a very pretty color. It's actually very similar to the Balm one where it has a little bit of like a gray undertone. So I'm gonna keep that one. I have the NYC bronzing powder in Sunny. I haven't even tried this bronzer yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it because I did purchase it off of Amazon and I've been wanting to try that bronzer. I have the Body Shop Honey bronzer. Again, I also purchased this off of Amazon. It's a brand new bronzer, so I'm not even gonna swatch it. I have these two from Jennifer Lopez. These are the Inglot bronzers. I don't have the shades of them. Once you put these in the compact, it's very difficult to get them out, and it doesn't have something to like push it out of the like magnet. So it like once you put them in there, they're pretty much just in there. So I have a little bit deeper one and a little bit lighter one. I'm going to keep both of them. I really like the shades of these bronzers, and they're both matte bronzers. So I really like that. Then I have a Sephora bronzer. This is the Los Cabos bronzer. This is okay. I've used it a few times. It does pull a little bit more on the gray side. Definitely more gray than the Balm one. So I feel like it's more of a contouring powder than a bronzer. But like I said, it's just okay. It does tend to look a little bit muddy. The other bronzers don't do that. Like they don't get muddy. And this one tends to get kind of muddy like the more you rub it in. So I think I'm going to get rid of the Sephora one. This is the Butter bronzer, but this isn't a little bit darker of a shade. This is the Sunkiss bronzer versus the one I have is just the original like bronzer shade. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. I have two bronzers here from the MAC Alluring Aquatics collection. And these are both like extra dimension bronzers. I might get rid of Delphic. Let's see how dark it is. Yeah, it's just too red for me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to sell this one on Mercari. Then I have Aphrodite Shell. This is beautiful, and it hasn't even been used. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one and get rid of Delphic. Then I have this one. It's another MAC one. It's called Highly Illogical. It's the Trip the Light Fantastic powder. Let's see how it swatches. It does have a little bit of shimmer to it. Ooh, that's pretty red. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along too. And then I have a matte bronze MAC powder. I can't remember what this collection was from. And this is a little bit on the deep side, but I do like it. I do like the way it looks on my skin. It doesn't apply as deep as it is in the pan, as you guys can see there. So it's a little scary and intimidating in the pan, but it actually applies quite nicely. Alrighty, I'm making some progress here with these bronzers. Let's move around the ones that I know I'm keeping. So I said I'm keeping the Hourglass one. Alright, so I have a Smashbox here in the shade Warm Matte. I don't think I've ever used this bronzer. It is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I have the Buxom bronzer in Tahiti. This is really pretty, but it's also a little bit on the shimmery side, and it is kind of on the red side. So let me see on like the darker part of my arm. Yeah, it is a little bit on the red side. I don't know. I may keep it and give it a whirl. I'm gonna put it in the pile of bronzers that I want to try. I have the Tarte Park Avenue Princess one in the limited edition packaging. I love this bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Not even gonna swatch it. I have the L'Oreal Glam Bronze bronzer. This is in the shade 01 Light. I really like this one. I think I've talked about it in a weekly makeup basket. Yeah, definitely like that bronzer. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to get rid of these two, the Essence Matte bronzers. I have the lighter one and the darker one, and I just don't like these. They're very powdery. I'm just going to go ahead and pass those along. I have this here. It's the Kiko bronzer in Gold Waves 01 Celebration Honey. This was like the Gold Waves collection, and it's a massive bronzer, but I picked this up because it was supposed to be a dupe for like one of those big bronzers, like the Marc Jacobs one, and I think it's very, very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. It is a little bit more on the red side, but I do like that. I have two Milani bronzers here. I have the 07 Sienna. These are both baked bronzers. This is a little bit on the darker side. Ooh, I might get rid of that because it does look a little too dark. I don't know, but it diffuses pretty nicely. I'm going to put this in the to try pile, and then I have the lighter one, which is 08 Sunset. Yeah, I do like 08 Sunset. So I'm going to keep 08 Sunset, and then I have the number 7 bronzer in Caramel, and that's really, really nice. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys how it swatches on camera. There's a swatch of it right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the Boots number 7 bronzer. So let's go back to the maybe pile. I'm gonna go ahead and pass along this Too Faced one, Pineapple Sun, but I think I am going to keep Sun Bunny. So I'm going to be selling 3 bronzers, and I've gotten rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bronzers. So that's pretty good for this declutter. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my collection. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I currently post 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then on Sundays, I like to post a weekly makeup basket. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.